Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Chisscast, the one and only Chiss podcast, hosted by yours truly. What is the intro? It's been so long I forgot the intro. Whatever. This is a podcast where I talk about my love for Grand Admiral Thrawn and all of the characters associated with him or other Chiss. So, it's been like 2 months? About 2 months, when it should have been way less. I have a resolution already for 2021 to actually make this a bi-weekly thing. But, for now it is what it is. I have started this recording because I have a lot of salt to sprinkle. I am very salty right now, and those are, well, pretty much everybody who follows me on Twitter, or rather who talks to me on a daily, knows that I am very bitter about some things. But let's not start off on a bad note, shall we? Today's Chiss news is, well, actually it's quite a few things. First of all, a couple of weeks ago, the book two of the Ascendancy trilogy got announced, and the title is Greater Good, which already the title makes it so exciting because it's so simple and, it feels so predictable, but that's what's fun about it because it's basically Thrawn's entire character, isn't it? He does things for the greater good. It doesn't matter what his, what the consequences, what the side effects are. If he achieves his goal, in the end, that's all that matters to him. And we also got not just the title of the book, but the summary and the cover art. Now, the cover art was actually kind of exciting. I think this cover for book 2 is gonna be a lot prettier than the first one because the composition is nicer, and it's actually like the majority of the cover is just that bright red that we saw the Chimera symbol be on the Chaos Rising cover. But this time, this bright red is gonna take up the entire cover. Actually, that is exciting because I love striking colors, and I feel like a book like that on the shelf is gonna look really striking. So I'm gonna open the summary of this book so we can discuss it. All right, so we have a proper 2-paragraph description, which the first paragraph is fortunately not taken up by the introduction to who Thrawn is. So let's read this. Thrawn's latest triumph still rests newly on his shoulders, despite leading the Chiss to victory and bringing glory to the House of Myth. The true threat to the Ascendancy has not yet been extinguished. Their foes do not send threats or ultimatums or mass ships to the edge of the chaos. Their weapons come cloaked in smiles and generosity. This font is really hard to read, I'm sorry. Gifts offered freely, services granted unconditionally. So this is already, if you know anything about Thrawn, anything besides Rebels, you know that is Thrawn's ultimate weakness. Diplomacy, politics, social norms and cues in general are his utmost weakness. He just doesn't understand it, never has, and probably never will. And that's why we love him. It's one of the traits that makes him endearing and relatable on some level to a lot of people. But when an enemy is basically equipped with these kinds of weapons or uses these things as a weapon, you know that Thrawn is going to struggle because he's really good at winning wars, but as long as those wars involve actual military tactics, and the moment it goes into politics, he's just lost. Poor boy. Okay, let's read on. Across the Ascendancy, seemingly inconsequential events could herald the doom of the Chiss, as Thrawn and the expansionary defense fleet rally to uncover the enemy plot. They discover a chilling truth. That is exciting. Rather than invade Chiss, capitals, or pillage resources, this mysterious enemy strikes at the very foundation of the ascendancy by widening the rift between the 9 ruling families and 40 great houses below. That is another new thing that we haven't heard anything about in the first book, which is wild, because you would think that something as, as seemingly important as 40 great houses would, would be discussed, but no, that's an entirely new thing that we're going to find out about. As rivalry, as like, my god, as rivalry and suspicion sow discord among allies, each warrior must decide what matters most, the security of their family or the survival of the ascendancy itself. Who cares about the individual families when your entire fucking 20 planets country is under attack? You know that meme that's like, we are fucking under attack. That's literally what it is. And these people are like, oh, but my family, Just arrogance is gonna be their downfall. Where have we heard that? In Star Wars? I feel like we've heard that a lot. But yeah, that's the description and, the key elements. Okay, so first of all, if you follow me on Twitter, which probably most of you do, I can't imagine anyone not on Twitter stumbling upon this. So if you follow me on Twitter, you know how much I love Nuso Eswa. He's over the past few months, I've just fallen more and more in love with that character, despite having read Choices of One only once. And I've drawn him so many times, and just by that you can tell how much I love him. So my hopes and prayers is that whoever this new guy Chisscast is, who was revealed as the bigger fish, the bigger villain in the epilogue of Chaos Rising, I hope that I hope against hope that that's just gonna be a revamped version of Nuso Eswa, because listen, Timothy Zahn snapped by creating holographic aliens with yellow eyes and big long hair. That is just aesthetically so pleasing and also so sexy. Honestly, I just how can you pass up the opportunity to recanonize that? Please, I'm begging on my hands and knees. Please, just bring them back. I don't care how you call them. You can call the Nuso Eswa Chisscast for all I care. I just want Thrawn's biggest, best rival to come back, because it would be so cool. It would be such a cool villain. And it really feels like, something up Nuso Eswa's alley. Something very, what's the word? Something very on brand for him to do is to infiltrate the Chiss Ascendancy with pretty words and stuff like that. I know that in Choices of One he was pretty much blackmailing everyone, but I'm sure to completely dismantle and defeat something as strong as Chiss Ascendancy, he wouldn't mind being all nice and friendly on the surface, It's really funny though, because Chiss usually don't let anyone in. In general, they're very, very private, very closed off. Nobody has ever heard of them, pretty much, until Thrawn has made a name for himself across the known galaxy. It's funny, don't they call it lesser space? I think they call it lesser space in Chaos Rising, which is hilarious. You would think that chaos, or you could literally die if you don't have a trustworthy navigator, that would be lesser space. But no, they're entitled pricks. And I kind of love that, That's kind of what's really sexy about the Chiss, that they're so entitled. I don't know why. But that's so attractive to me. Okay, so, where were we? Oh yeah, me hoping against hope that the new villain is basically Nuso Eswa's species. I interrupted myself mid-thought. So, the Chiss are so closed off that I can't imagine what kind of enemy it would be that could infiltrate Chiss so successfully. or is it just gonna be like remotely, like bribing each family? That's once again that's very Nuso Eswa. Like if they're gonna do like a Nuso Eswa type villain and not just recanonize Nuso Eswa, I will be so upset. Because come on, y'all had a gold mine. Can you imagine how popular a character like Nuso Eswa would be, like in new canon, like with these new generations of Star Wars fans? Like, come on. So that's one of my hopes. Another thing, very important thing in this description is the 40 great houses. So besides the ruling families, there's apparently 40 like important but less important families, because the myth was never referred to as a house really in Chaos Rising. I know it has been referred to as house myth in Legends, but not in Chaos Rising. So I wonder what's that gonna be about. Um, Another thing, I think I talked about it in the last episode, but I'm still thinking about how probably Thrawn's sister is going to be one of the major characters, and I was thinking about it. I was thinking like we need to look out for like a girl, or the start with the name starting with Vu, unless some major family adopted her. I feel like it would be too easy and predictable of her if she just kept the Kivu name. So I think that it won't be that obvious. They won't make it that obvious, but just in case, I will have my eyes peeled. There's also quite a few new things in terms of content, but there's no Chiss. I feel like in things like Mandalorian, a part of me is still like expecting to see like a Chiss somewhere in the background or something. Like, I know that they're still doing their own thing in the unknown regions, and like the spice of it is that they're so rare in the galaxy. But still, I want more Chiss. And another thing that happened is from a certain point of view came out, and from what I've heard, there's no Chiss in there. Why would there be? It's an Empire Strikes Back book, but I'm always hopeful. One thing that happened though that was really exciting is that the account Veer's Watch, which is a legend in the fandom, as I'm sure you all know, he got basically an appearance in the story about Veers, and I think that's the cutest thing ever. And on that note, I feel like at this point somebody should make an account called Chiss Watch, because I don't know about y'all, but like I said, I watch for Chiss in every single Star Wars media, or like I hope for Chiss, because I don't read every single thing. I don't have that much time and that long of an attention span to read every single thing that Star Wars puts out. I'm not Star Wars explained. I can't do that for a living just yet. Even though that it feels like the dream, honestly. I just love Star Wars. I could read it all day, but we all know that. That's why I'm here. So no Chiss in any of the recent media that's not specifically about Chiss. But maybe soon. The Mandalorian name dropped Ahsoka, which already is giving everybody a heart attack because of one that shall not be named, but also because Ahsoka's, as per the end of Rebels, Ahsoka's journey, Ahsoka's story post Rebels is apparently linked to Ezra, and Ezra's story is obviously linked to Thrawn. So the entirety of just Twitter is just like staring at this point, and we're just waiting for anything. And the fandom seems really split on whether they want live action Thrawn or not. I don't think we're gonna see Thrawn in The Mandalorian, for one. That's that's not a thing that's gonna happen. Already, like, having Ahsoka there, or anyone else besides Bo-Katan, would be way too much in my opinion. Already, like, having Ahsoka in there, I feel like it's too much, and I don't want her in there. Besides the fact that Rosario is apparently a transphobe, I just don't want Ahsoka in The Mandalorian. Like, she has her own story. Not to go off on that, but like the fact that Ahsoka apparently is just stationed on one planet like 5 years after the war ended. I feel like that's very uncharacteristic of her, and I feel like if she would be stationed anywhere, she would be like somewhere far away. I don't know. But I mean, Filoni is writing, like, involved in making The Mandalorian, so I trust he will treat his child, his baby, well. Anyway, tangent over. There's more Chiss news to talk about. The other Chiss news is just like entirely merch related. Also, a very important thing is that I don't know when I'll edit this, but hopefully by the time that I edit and post it, it'll still be ongoing. But basically, my friends are starting a Thrawn zine, magazine, so it's a zine. So we're doing a Thrawn zine, and basically the contributor applications are open. So if you are somehow not on Twitter, like finding this not from Twitter, and you would like to participate in a Thrawn fan magazine, I'll put a link to the Twitter account and the applications in the description of this video. So you can go check it out and apply, because it's gonna be so much fun and I'm so excited for it. Anyway, that aside, along with the announcement of Greater Good, was announced this exclusive edition of Chaos Rising. Now, if you don't like rants, or if you don't want to listen to me rant and complain, please kindly click off, because I will be ranting and complaining. I will be ranting. This is the entire reason why I turned on why I started recording. This is the entire reason why I turned on a microphone. I was this frustrated. I need to let this energy out. Okay, so I don't know. People seem to like watching YouTube videos where people just rant. So I guess I'll fit right in. You know, this is my podcast, and I decide what I'm gonna rant about. Or rather, this is my podcast, and I decide how I'm gonna talk about the content that has been offered to the general public. So there is this exclusive, a limited edition of Chaos Rising, which has an exclusive artwork. And by the time that I'm gonna post this will be sold out, but that's a whole other thing. We'll get to that. So this exclusive edition features an exclusive artwork by this amazing artist. You know, like, the artwork is great. The artwork is amazing. I love it. I was going feral over it when it came out. It's fucking beautiful. He looks so fucking good, and like that's the great part. And like I'm just, you know, I'm happy for the artist. I'm happy that, you know, the artist got hired to do this thing, because it's beautiful. It turned out really pretty. So it's a special edition book. Comes with like an exclusive cover art, an extra sleeve that's like a frame, and then like the blue pages actually like the sides instead of just like printed borders on the pages, as in the standard edition. And what else? Oh, it's also signed by Timothy Zahn. So and also, what's it called? You know, when you open the book and the first like paper, sort of like, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Wait, let me see. Let me check. Oh yeah, it's called end papers. You know, the thing that you would open the book, but it's not the first page yet, just like the paper, you know, basically the end paper, I guess. Self-explanatory. So these are different. They're like printed with tiny little Ascendancy logos, which, you know, I admit it's cute. The book looks good. Like, overall, the book looks good. It's really pretty, not gonna lie. However, the limited edition book costs, wait for it, $150. $150 for a single Thrawn book. Now, for comparison, I haven't been in the Thrawn fandom when the Thrawn 2017 SDCC edition came out, or when the Alliance's SDCC edition came out, so I don't know those prices, but I distinctly remember, and I'm good at remembering numbers, so I'm just gonna not look it up and trust myself on this. I remember that in 2019, the exclusive SDCC version of Thrawn Treason cost about $90. And I believe that with buying that, you also got a pin and a tote bag. So let's let that sink in. So you go to SDCC and you get a $90 book. It's still a lot of money, but I guess you get a little bit of extra goodies and stuff, and you can get it signed or whatever. Specifically signed for you by Mr. Timothy Zahn, because if you're going to a con, you might as well go and get it signed. So this fucking thing costs $150. It ships to 5 countries. They said they're oh, we're bringing this to the people who can't go to cons. Because there are a lot of people who can't go to cons, and we're bringing this to you. It ships to a grand total of 5 countries. I saw one person try to get it, and they're like, oh, it doesn't ship to my country. Yep, that's worldwide for you. That's worldwide for you. Yep, definitely. And, the final nail in the coffin that just made me furious was the fact that the exclusive artwork that is the exclusive artwork that you get, that basically the reason that you pay for the book, is a cover sleeve. It's not even printed on the hardcover. It's a sleeve. It's literally the exact same thing as the regular standard Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising edition, except with an extra bit of paper around it and a different artwork. Come on! It is so just God. I am way too angry about this. I am way too angry about this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't care this much. But the fact that they're trying to push it as something cool when it's very clearly just a cash grab. It's at least be honest about it. Yes, this year has been difficult on a lot of us, and y'all weren't able to make as much money, with cons and whatever, because there were no cons. But, at least be honest about it. And this shit was 750 copies released. And they sold out within the hour, I'm pretty sure. Less than an hour later, it said that there's less than 100 copies left. And before that, I was by God, I hope nobody buys it. But there's already 2 people on my timeline who bought it, which I don't blame them. It's fine. I don't understand it, but I don't blame them. But it's either that those 750 people didn't see through it, or the eBay scalpels are having a grand time right now listing those on eBay for $300 or more. I don't know. And if it was just me, I would be yeah, I guess I'm just unfortunate. I live in a Eastern European country. I don't earn as much as the average American or whatever. Maybe it's my problem. It's not made for me. I'm not the target audience, but it's a pandemic. And a lot of my other friends were yeah, this is not flying. This is not it. It's so sad that it's funny. Really, that, it would make sense if it was either cheaper or more fancy or both. The thing that they're offering for $150 would be would be reasonable at like $50 max. Honestly, people have been saying that they bought like trilogies, like special edition trilogies from other franchises that are like fancier and cheaper than this. It's like, yes, I get it that it's a licensed product, but still, even with the Timothy Zahn signature, like, did you all know that you can actually order a signed copy, a regular signed copy, that's like $30? You can get a signed copy for $30, And this is just the only difference that this has is like the end papers, the extra sleeve, and the different artwork. That's about it. You don't even get any extra goodies, and they're also selling an Heir to the Empire shirt, like anniversary shirt, for $30. A t-shirt for $30. It's a cool t-shirt, not gonna lie, but like for $30, I don't know, man. I don't know. I am so sorry. I had to roast them. Wow. So I'm better about that, and I feel like this just in general, it's not like it's it's not like I'm just mad about this. This was just like the last drop in the glass, where that was basically just me being frustrated along with a lot of other people how most Thrawn merchandise is either a limited edition, really expensive, exclusive to some place, or all of the above. Like, really, there was also this, of course, the Star Wars Celebration store opened online because there was no Star Wars Celebration this year, so they had to make their money somehow. They'd probably started designing the products anyway, so they wanted to get their money, and, it only makes sense. So there's a Thrawn pin that you can get, but you have to buy basically a mystery pack for $20. You get 2 pins, which is reasonable, $10 is pretty normal for a pin. But like, mystery bags are a scam in general, because like, you're buying it unless you know that you're gonna be happy with whatever you get. It's a scam, because if you want just one thing out of that entire collection, or like 2 things, it's gonna be disappointing. Dare I say, disappointing. So like, another Thrawn pin that's like not only exclusive to that one store, but also incredibly hard to get because you don't know what you're gonna get. And then also another merch item that came out. It's actually, I think, the cutest thing ever. we had a whole meltdown yesterday when people posted about it. It's this basically, like in Galaxy's Edge, they sell toys that are basically supposed to be like in-universe toys that some, like a parent or toy shop in the Star Wars universe in a galaxy far, far away made for kids to play with. And so now there's a Thrawn, but get this. He is pretty much based around those wooden art mannequins that you buy and you pose and you reference for pose drawing. And I think that is the most genius fucking idea. Like a little art mannequin Thrawn, that is literally like, who could have thought of a better thing? I think that's not only genius, but the design is so adorable. I'm gonna put a picture if you're not on Twitter, just for the sake that you can just like squeal with me, I'm gonna put a picture on screen of the face of that little doll. I think it's the cutest little thing. He's so angry. That expression is so adorable. This is arguably the silliest Thrawn merch they've ever made. And I'm honestly going so feral over it because it's not even hot. It's just adorable. I want 20 of him, but once again, he's exclusive to Disney parks. There's a pop-up shop for like 2 or 3 days, and then the only place that you probably could get him is at Batu or whatever other Disney park sells them. So it's like, when they make something cool Thrawn related, it's either expensive or just you're not able to get it unless you live there or have a lot of money and can go to a Disney park and buy the, like the Thrawn Admiral plaque that's available on Batu, or that little Thrawn doll. Like, come on. Disney, it's like, I know that you are money oriented, so please give us something that, like, a lot of us can actually buy. Because I promise you, Thrawn stuff sells. Like, the Thrawn books are some of the most, popular and best reviewed books in the new Star Wars canon. So, like, do something with it. You gave us one comic and nothing else, and then you, like, refuse to give us anything else besides Thrawn books and overpriced, exclusive editions. Come on. I just want some Thrawn content. I'm starved. Literally yesterday, I think Star Wars Books posted more pictures of the limited edition book, and apparently the back of it has the same Thrawn illustration as the front of it, except from the back. And the way that Chiss Twitter went feral over just that, over that low quality picture of Thrawn's back, speaks volumes. Like, I mean, I know that Chiss Twitter is just like a tiny part of Thrawn fandom, but there's a lot of like fans who love him and who do not dedicate their entire accounts to screaming about him like I do. There are a lot of Thrawn fans that are just like casual fans, but they do collect the merch and things like that. Not to mention the fucking Funko Pop that's like, you won't get it for less than $50 on eBay. Or anywhere pretty much. Like, you won't get him for less than that. Like, they could deadass release a Thrawn Funko, and I'm sure it will sell. Like, or else it wouldn't go up for $50 on eBay, So, yeah, I'm just exhausted now. I'm gonna go to bed. I've done my screaming for the day. That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening for listening to my ramblings. Yeah, me choosing to record these late at night is not a good idea because I just forget how to English. But yeah, I hope this was enjoyable. So I don't know if we're gonna get any Chiss news this year, but I'm gonna try my best to post more often because there's a lot of Chiss stuff to talk about, really. There's a lot of legend stuff. Like, I started reading, I think I mentioned it the last time, I started reading the Nuru Kungurama books, and I finished the first book, but I haven't started any others. And also, I was today years old when I found out that Formby actually appears in 2 more Star Wars novels. I think the trilogy is called Darkness, and it's about some, mind controlling bugs or just like parasites in general. So I know that like Chiss appear in a lot of other stuff, like especially like tabletop RPG stuff or whatever. I'm not interested really in reading like those because they're not like in a convenient format. However, I love Formby. I adore Formby. He's my favorite asshole, and I want to read more about him, so I'm going to probably try to read the Darkness trilogy. Hope it's not gonna be too scary because I get spooked kind of easily. But then again, there were like, scary stuff in Star Wars books before, and I was fine, so yeah, I'll update you on that if and when I get to reading that. Regardless, I hope you're having an amazing day or evening or wherever you are in this globe, in whatever timeline. I hope you all have an amazing day. That will be it for this episode, and may warriors' fortune smile on your efforts.